All right, Mo, it's I Pick the Topic Tuesday.
Start picking them.
First up, Johnny Cueto has turned in 2 turds in his last 3 starts. Are you worried?
2 turds? Is that what you said?
It's gross.
2 turds in his last 3 starts? That's how you talk? Yeah, 2 of his last starts haven't been all that good. Bad against the Braves in Atlanta. Never really looked comfortable by his own admission on Friday against Atlanta. Am I worried? No. Throughout the course of a season, even great pitchers have bad outings. And sometimes, look, they simply don't feel all that good, and that was Johnny's case, according to him, on Friday. So it doesn't worry me all that much. It would worry me a little bit more if the 2 turds, as you put it, hadn't been sandwiched around a really good start against the New York Yankees. He pitched well in that game. There are going to be outings this year where he's not at his best. He's got to fight through them. Over the last couple of years, he's done a better job of that, but it doesn't mean that he's not immune to bad performances. I'll chalk it up as a couple of bad performances. There's a lot of things to be concerned about with this team. The performance of their ace, for me at least, is not among them.
All right, Barry Bonds is talking about returning to the Giants as an instructor. Would you object to him helping his former team on the field?
Would I object to Barry Bonds serving in an instructor capacity? No. Here's what I know about Barry Bonds. That he knows more than maybe anybody alive about hitting a baseball. And if you were to bring Johnny or Barry Bonds into your camp or put him on your team as an instructor, if he's the hitting coach, if he's a special instructor in spring training, I would think that he would do a pretty good job of communicating how to hit a baseball and hit a baseball hard. He's not going to instruct him on how to do the cream and the clear. People made a big deal about that with Mark McGwire. It blew over in St. Louis. It would blow over in San Francisco. He would probably be required to have a press conference. You would hope that he'd be forthright. But if he then went to the cage and started helping out guys, that would be his job. I'd have no problem with it. He's revered in San Francisco. Any other team it might not work, but he's beloved by the folks in San Francisco. He's a Giants icon, like it or not, maybe for some of the wrong reasons, but he knows a lot about hitting a baseball. And so if you're the Giants, you want to find people who can share their wisdom and talk about hitting a baseball and help younger players hit a baseball. I got to think Barry Bonds can do that.
All right, last question.
Yeah.
After Game 1 of both the Eastern and Western Conference Finals, what can Oklahoma City and Boston do to overcome the 0-1 deficits?
Well, for Oklahoma City, the defensive lapses can't continue. San Antonio was not great in Game 1, and for as good as Oklahoma City was in Game 1 and great for 36 minutes, they gave up 39 points in the fourth quarter. They simply stopped defending, and I think you saw against the team as efficient as San Antonio is, particularly in the half court, that can't happen. I think if you're Oklahoma City, you have to dumb it down. And dumbing it down means run up and down the floor and find Kevin Durant. The amount of shots he took was, he didn't take many shots early in the fourth quarter, and that's not going to work. Meanwhile, he's got Harden and Westbrook out of control, missing layups, committing offensive fouls. That's not going to fly. If you're Oklahoma City, look, you have to identify you have maybe the game's best scorer on your team. You have to figure out ways to get him open, and you have to figure out ways to get up and down the floor against San Antonio. As far as Boston, if they find a time machine, they're going to be fine. Unfortunately, there's no time machine. Now, Boston's not going to win when they're missing free throws. They missed 10 of 21 in Game 1. They're not going to win when they're missing layups, and they missed a ton of them in the fourth quarter. They simply don't have the horses. They can't guard Miami. And when the Heat are getting contribution from guys like Mike Miller and Mario Chalmers, and when Rajon Rondo is simply good and not great, they have no chance. I think Boston wins a game, but there is no chance the Eastern Conference Finals goes beyond 5. Tweet me at MoEgger1530. Email me, mo@ESPN1530.com, and enjoy your Tuesday.